Hi there, students. To sprinkle, a verb. A sprinkling or a sprinkle as a noun. So when your pizza is ready, sprinkle a little bit of chili powder on the top to give it some extra pizzazz. To drop a few pieces or drops of something on the surface of something. If it's very dusty outside and it's very hot, if you sprinkle water on the dust, the atmosphere will become less dusty. Okay, so to sprinkle, to spread, to cover with small drops or small particles of a substance. So to sprinkle the floor with water, you need to sprinkle the floor, the pan with flour. Yeah, so a sprinkling of snow, just a little tiny bit covering it. Yeah, to sprinkle, to scatter in drops or particles, to scatter something dotted here and there. You could also use this metaphorically to a speech scattered with jokes. There were jokes scattered within his speech. There were some very clever lines sprinkled inside the words that he said. Sprinkle a bit of salt on the top. Sprinkle the top generously with Parmesan cheese. Okay, to sprinkle water over something. Okay, so to sprinkle, to scatter, to spray, but just a little bit. Yeah, you sprinkle the surface of something. Sprinkle the top with cheese. Sprinkle sugar evenly over the top of the cake. Sprinkle the sliced apples with lemon juice. Sprinkle herbs on your pizza. Sprinkle salt on the meat. Sprinkle grated cheese on top and gratinate under the grill. Sprinkle breadcrumbs over the mixture and put in the oven. Sprinkle the top with currants and almonds. Sprinkle chocolate chips over the surface. You've even got a thing called sprinkles. I probably as a Brit would call sprinkles hundreds and thousands. They're these tiny little things made of all sorts of different colours, reds and yellows and blues, that you sprinkle maybe on top of an ice cream or on top of a donut or some sort of cupcake. Yeah, and they're tiny little rod-shaped bits of candy or tiny little balls of candy, and you use them as topping for an ice cream or for a cake or for various other things. So sprinkles, I would call them hundreds and thousands. Okay, to sprinkle. This word to sprinkle or to sprinkle water reminds me of a story by Leonardo da Vinci, believe it or not. He used to write stories. And this one is about a priest who is going round his parish just before Easter, sprinkling, there you go, holy water in the houses, because this was supposed to bring good luck and keep away the devil. So the priest going around sprinkling holy water in people's houses, and he gets to an artist studio, and he goes into the artist studio and he starts sprinkling his holy water all over the place. And the painter gets really rather annoyed, and he says, "Why the hell are you sprinkling water over my pictures? You've ruined some of them." And the priest said, "But it's my duty to do this. I'm doing good. And if I do something good, then any good deed that I do on earth, God will promise that I will be rewarded 100-fold from on high." And then the priest leaves, and the painter rushes upstairs, and he gets a bucket and he fills it with water. And as the priest is passing, the painter throws the bucket of water over the priest, and he says, "Here's the reward 100-fold from on high that you said you would get, and this is your reward for damaging my pictures." to sprinkle holy water, and that's the idea. Okay, so to sprinkle, to scatter in drops, to scatter in particles, to intersperse, to distribute at random. Yeah. The speech was sprinkled with quotations. Sprinkle the surface with flour before putting the dough on the flour. On the dough on the pan. The bride and groom were sprinkled with flowers as they left the church. Maybe you need to water your lawn, water your grass. You use a sprinkler which goes round and it sprinkles water everywhere. Yeah, to rain slightly in scattered drops, a sprinkling of rain. We were sprinkled with rain, but luckily no more than that. A scattering, just a small little bit, a very tiny sprinkling of rain. Okay, so to sprinkle, you sprinkle something with a liquid or a powder, you scatter it over the surface of something. If something is sprinkled with something, it has them throughout the mixture, but this is metaphorical. The text was sprinkled with errors. Okay, there were people wearing suits sprinkled throughout the crowd, here and there in places. Okay, so to sprinkle, formality, 5 informality, use absolutely anywhere. And as to origin, from Middle Dutch, sprenkelen, spring, or sprenkelen to sprinkle, to cover. German as well, sprenkelen, to sprinkle as well. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Sprinkle, sprinkles.